Welcome to Pris FPV. Before you can actually start building these drones like this, it's called a quad or a quadcopter, which has four blades on the four corners. It has antenna, a FPV antenna, a GPS, and you have a camera to see on your first-person view, and you have your video transmitter and your FC, the flight controllers. Before you can actually build this, you gotta get really hands dirty on this called a simulator. What a simulator in like layman words, it's something like when you want to go to the real world, you want a copy of that in your environment of that to be used when you're doing it. Something like when you're driving a car, you have to learn something from a simulation environment that copies the real environment and gives you a virtual environment. So I hope I can make you understand the simulator. So once we jump in to one simulator, which is called LiftOff, I know many of you guys know about it, so we're gonna see how we can practice there and make our tips and tricks there and learn all those all those modes, all the flight modes. You can practice and first get your hands really used to it, get your fingers, it's called muscle memory. So once you get used to the muscle memory, then we're going to start building our drone and get it to the real world. So let's quickly jump on to the simulator. So I have my transmitter here. If you can see these values, they are from the settings of the aileron throttle. So this is Radio Master Pocket I'm using. So for the simulator, you need to connect something like a cable, a Type-C cable. For example, here it came with the Type-C cable for the simulator. So you need to connect something like this, or most of the transmitters have a Type-C nowadays. Earlier it used to be like a PS2 cable, something like that. So you need to plug this into your USB port here. And once you do that, if you can see, the model is selected, and whichever modes you want to switch it to. So he has like USB joystick, USB storage, USB serial. So we'll go with the USB joystick for now, and you just need to select it from this button. That's it. So if you can hear the tune, yes, the Windows, the system detected that remote is active now. So here we have LiftOff simulator. The interface is quite user-friendly. Everything is self-explanatory: tutorial, quick play, free flight, race, and you have multiplayer, tools, options. So first of all, we'll go to options and we do some calibration of our the transmitter, because once you buy a new transmitter like this for your quad, you need to calibrate it to the simulator so that the simulator knows that your quad needs to fly as a throttle. When you push throttle, when you put the aileron, when you push the yaw should be yaw. So go to controls here on options and you go to the controller. Here we need to do the calibration. So you click on calibrate. So it'll ask you to do few of the movements on the right side of the screen. So like this, when you rotate all the sticks of your transmitter, that's done. And then the next step comes up when you center all the sticks. Use current center. Okay. Next you have this throttle up. Next you center it again. Next you do the pitch and you center it again. Next you do the aileron, the roll, and that's you do that, center again, and you lastly the yaw. Okay, now that's basically it. So now if you see, if you move up your throttle, your quad moves up, and if you give a little bit of roll, the quad rolls on the right. If you roll on the left, it rolls on the left. If you roll, if you put aileron on the front, it goes aileron on the front. If you put aileron on the back, it goes aileron on the back. So that's our calibration done. We'll click on save, and next we want to do is we're going to exit from here, and we're going to go from some we call free flight here and click on free flight. So here you have a lot of environments. What I mostly prefer you guys as a beginner is go with something which is having less obstacles, so that you can get used to flying first. So I would suggest you go with this, or maybe you have the green. I love this one because it's mostly a park. So let's start with the green. I mean, click on the environment. First, let's go with the no track, because some playlist of my videos on a simulator, I'll teach you how to use the obstacles and make it your practice for the obstacles in your track. So go on to no track first. Here you will be presented with few of the drones already have in the simulator. You can choose between them. You can go with the thrust, weight, top speed, and control. You can choose this. It has a thrust and a weight of like 635 grams. Control is freestyle. Top speed is 109 kilometers. So I'd go with this. It's quite small and it's quite agile, and the weight is less than 1 kilos. So we can click this one. So here you have exactly the environment have you seen when you're doing an FPV or a first person view. So you have your goggles. So once you have your goggles, you will see this something like a crosshair. On the left you will see the modes. The acro is written on the battery voltage. Right, you will see the altitude and speed. Even if you have GPS, you'll see on the left. So what you do is you use your stick movements. So you give a little bit of throttle up, and you see it flies. So first try to hover, use a little bit of throttle and try to hover. You may crash, I mean that's fine. I mean you can crash, you can land, you can then hover again. So once you start hovering, you will find that you have a lot of control over your drone. You can change modes by pressing the A button on your keyboard, and it goes to 3D, it goes to horizon, it goes to level. So the difference between horizon, as HRZ, and it's horizon, that once your quad flies, okay, this quad is flying, it's self-leveling. So if you give a little bit of aileron, it automatically flips onto center. It doesn't need to be corrected or auto adjusted on your yaw stick or on your I'd say the roll stick. So it just auto corrects. So once you go like fast and just give a brake like this, it auto corrects and it again hovers. Okay, something like that. So you can practice in the horizon mode, but I would say as a beginner you should first get used to the flying. So as I see here, like the trees are there, so you can just fly on the tree with the horizon mode and get used to practice flying it. In the real world you will have a lot of obstacles, not the trees. You will have the bandit locations where you have small spaces you want to pass through. So you can do that. So for example, if you're going here and you want to go through small spaces, you want to just go like this, and you want to try going like around this so-called shade. You can just go like this. Okay, so we have found a snowman, right? Okay, so once you crash or once your blade gets damaged, here it's a real scenario that it get reset. So you can even do that. Then when you crash the ultra environment, like if you crash it, for example, you're doing this and you're just doing a flip and you're crashing somewhere like this, you can press the R on your keyboard and it'll reset your simulator. Okay, so mostly if you're flying acro, you have to go for acro, that is pressing the 2 times the A key, and you have the acro here. So first I would suggest you start practicing, start hovering like this. Basically give a little bit of thrust, not too much. If you see on the right side right side hand of the corner of the screen, the speed is just 30 kilometers, 25 kilometers per hour. So that is fine. That is fine for the first. Don't give like full speed like this. So if you do that, you can crash eventually. So avoid that and just practice hovering. Once you're used to the hovering, so we'll be moving ahead with other tricks. And my earlier latest videos of my playlist, I'll teach you how you can really use the simulator, to actually make it fly like a real quad. So I hope you guys know what a simulator is. So the one mantra that you should always take is practice, 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 and you can reach it. You can do it. I mean, that is the goal. You have to practice a lot of maneuvers. I mean, honestly speaking, if you ask me, I really practice like 25 plus hours in simulator. I gave that much time into it. I mean, every day, mostly like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, however it's suitable for you. I mean, you have to practice in simulator, get really comfy in it, get really comfortable, and after that, when you are really confident of doing all those maneuvers, doing all those tricks that I showed you a little bit, we'll be moving more into the tips and tricks. I'll have a separate playlist for that. So today I just gave you an intro of what a simulator is, and slowly we'll build up our channel with other videos where I can show you a separate playlist of how you can do the acros, how you can do the lot of fancy movements, something like called Rubik cube, inverted S flips, all that things. So once you're really comfortable in it, then you can build your quad and you can start off flying your drone there. Okay, thank you. See you guys in the next video, and hope you can like this video. So if you subscribe to my channel, I'll be most loving to it. See you in the next videos, and take care.